Most AI automations fail because businesses apply them in the wrong places. I've made every mistake, overspending, overcomplicated, and chasing hype, until I finally discovered what works and built workflows that now power tools for 15,000 users. In this multi-part video series, I'll teach you how to avoid these mistakes and use AI to get real results for your business. I'm not going to tell you how a swarm of AI agents are going to completely replace your marketing team. Instead, a smart, logic-based approach around AI and automations. After working on dozens of websites and projects, I finally figured out the right way to approach automations. In this multi-part video series, I'll show you exactly how to avoid my expensive mistakes and implement AI where it actually drives business results. Plus, I've dug into the research, the actual studies around AI automation implementation, to make sure what I'm actually showing you isn't just my opinion, but it's actually research based. So one of the biggest adjustments you need to make as a business is a core mindset shift. We're not just using technology just because every man and his dog seems to be using it right now. AI is extremely powerful and has created a real cost benefits for businesses and has made incredible productivity and cost saving gains. But sometimes a shadow is cast over. Take this study from MIT, how 95% of AI projects fail to deliver any financial savings or uplifts in projects. The study mentions the main reasons for these failures were not down to Gen AI, it was down to the learning gap. People and organizations simply did not understand how to use their tools properly for their problems. This is why it's actually important to understand how to actually implement the technology in the right way. Remember, you're not investing in technology, you're investing in solving a business problem. You wouldn't buy a drone just because it's the latest technology to film some B-roll around a library. There's plenty more efficient ways of doing it. The same principles apply to AI. Just because ChatGPT or a custom-built AI agent can technically handle a task doesn't mean it's the right solution. Sometimes with software, you're able to get good automation wins without using AI to solve a problem. Look at this example where an automation was built when other solutions are way more efficient. SEO audits are way more than just text on your screen. Speed, keyword targeting, mobile responsiveness, domain rating are all driving factors. Without the proper context of your website, domain rating, and relevant keywords, this agent will spit out generic advice that's not even remotely useful for your specific situation. A better solution here would just be to stick to pre-built SEO tools, where all the information in the dashboard is tailor-made for you and your website to fully understand the scope of your problem. Sure, this agent could be expanded. We could start adding all these extra agents and tools, but is it worth when we've got this pre-built SaaS existing that's cheaper and way more efficient in the long run? MIT research mentions small t wins being the most optimal strategy. This involves a strategic progression up the risk scope of projects. Beginning with low risk individual use cases, then gradually moving towards more complex, higher value applications that may eventually lead to a broader business redesign. Customer facing AI implementations tend to carry the highest risks, whereas internal builds are the safer space to start. In between, there's a middle ground. Applications that touch operations, partner workflows, or limited customer segmentations. These allow teams to test AI, complex scenarios without exposing the entire customer base to the risk. A good rule of thumb is to progressively scale towards higher impact applications, moving up the risk scope. As the team's experience but the overall capacity of the business scales with it. Think of it like pushing a snowball down a hill. Starts tiny, ends up huge by the time it hits the bottom. Instead of betting everything on some complex AI system, start with one boring automation, get that win and build the confidence. Then stack another small win on top. 6 months later, you've automated parts of your business without breaking anything. Let's look at CarMax, a leader in automotive retail, as a case study. They implemented Gen AI to summarize over 100,000 customer reviews into about 5,000 digestible highlights. This transformation was achieved in a few months, a process that they said would have took them 11 years. Specifically, a great quote from the research mentions that they emphasize that true, enduring transformations with Gen AI takes time, thoughtful planning, and continued investment in data and technical foundations, moving beyond the gold rush mentality. For your business to successfully implement AI, a factor way more important than technical sophistication is how ready your business is to implement AI. Businesses that can leverage AI in an effective way can be a big differentiator for you to be a success. So what does AI readiness actually mean? First, do you have clean, usable data? If your data is messy, AI can't do much for you. Do your teams really understand how AI will change their day-to-day workflows? It's important they see it as a helper, not as a threat. Do you have leadership support and a clear sense of the problem that AI is trying to solve? Without that, the project scope often drifts. Train your team early, reduce fear, build excitement, and show them how AI can make their work easier. And remember, hiring for these roles like prompt engineers, model specialists can be expensive and tricky. The talent pool is still small. This is why training is so important. Without these foundations, even the most sophisticated AI will fail. A bad culture will eat AI for breakfast, and employees are the greatest inhibitor or enhancer of this technology. Studies from TechnoStress find that unresolved anxiety or overload can significantly diminish tech adoption success. Readiness beats sophistication every single time. Second thing to consider, like normal software implementation, is whether the business should buy or build AI integrations. You might consider to buy and sign up to enterprise or business plans with subscriptions which will make calculating the return on investment easier for AI projects as the usage are clearly defined. Many AI-specific business tools already exist and may fit your needs without requiring custom development. By taking the buy route, you can quickly test different solutions, switch if a better option emerges, and avoid upfront costs and the risks of building from scratch, especially if the investment doesn't begin delivering a return on investment as expected. You can explore no-code, pre-built templates from tools like N8N or Make. Cloud providers such as Amazon offers services like Amazon Q, which lets you quickly spin up generative AI assistants on your internal business data. This approach sits between hybrid, between buy and build, buying the core tool but customizing it to your specific needs. Building gives you the greatest flexibility, but it comes with higher upfront costs. This approach is often more valuable when addressing unique internal challenges that pre-built solutions cannot adequately solve. Some of the costs that would need factoring in when building is retraining staff on AI, prompt engineering, the labor for the build, process to maintain it, and cloud provider fees. For the build approach, it's best to start with small, well-defined problems. This helps you understand the true cost of using generative AI, such as token usage, model selection, while keeping the risks manageable. Although more resource intensive, the build method often gives businesses a deeper knowledge of AI and a clearer insights to the most effective implementations. Assess whether you have the internal resources to integrate AI into your systems or a budget to bring in external agencies. Without solid technical foundations, especially if you're not ready, using cloud-based infrastructure, jumping straight into AI development can be a major hurdle. It may be worth setting aside a small budget purely for experimentations and learning. This not only helps business understand AI, but it can also spark internal innovation and uncover new opportunities. Because AI technology changes so fast, sometimes week by week, trying to pin down the exact use case and costs can be tricky. For now, it's best to stick to rough, basic estimates when planning your projects. When planning an AI project, understanding the cost and the potential returns is key. Start with the cost of implementation. This includes everything needed to get the project off the ground: software or platform subscriptions, hardware, internal data preparations, staff training, and any consulting or external support. This includes everything needed to get the project off the ground: software or platform subscriptions, hardware, initial data preparations, staff training, and any consulting or external support. For AI projects, costs of implementations can differ from traditional software because of figuring out the right model, provider, or architecture can often require experimentation. You may need to test multiple AI models or platforms, evaluate their performance on your data, and adjust your approach before settling on the most effective solution for your use case. Think of the cost of implementation as your upfront investments. Next, you need to calculate the total cost of ownership. This looks beyond the initial setup and includes ongoing costs over the next 1 to 2 years. Cloud hosting, AI model usage fees, maintenance, updates, retraining staff, and any additional infrastructure or integration works. Total cost of ownership gives you the realistic picture of what the projects will truly cost over time. Finally, we need to estimate the return on investment. For AI projects, return on investment isn't just revenue. It includes efficiency gains, time saved, reduced errors, improved customer experience, and other measurable values. Let's go over some practical steps. Break the AI project into clear components and map out the cost. Buy versus build, you choose. Include indirect costs, change management, training, and ongoing optimization. Estimate tangible and intangible benefits when calculating the return on investment. For example, AI can free up one of your employees to go work in a different area of the business. Gather all the information from the total cost of ownership, the cost of implementation, and work out whether it gets the right return on investment for you. By systematically evaluating cost on implementation, total cost of ownership, and return on investment, you can plan AI projects that are financially realistic and align with the business impact. So that's the blueprint for step 1 of implementing AI into your business the smart way. Starting small, building readiness, understanding costs, and knowing when to buy versus build. Remember, AI is not a magic wand, it's a tool. The real advantage comes from strategy, preparation, and execution, not the technology itself. Start with one small win, build confidence, and scale thoughtfully. Over time, these wins will compound into real measurable impacts for your business. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this: success in AI is less about sophistication and more about readiness. So take the lessons, start experimenting intelligently, and focus on solving real business problems. Your future self and your bottom line will thank you. In the next video, we'll dive into practical AI tool selections and automations examples so you can see exactly how to apply these principles in real projects. Stay tuned.